local mortgage broker here in Tampa Bay, and I work with families all across the state of Florida, helping homeowners navigate through the pits and perils and bumps and bruises of home ownership. We chat with local professionals that know that maintenance, diagnostic, and preventative care of our homes can have a huge impact on our experience as homeowners and have an effect on truly what our return on investment really is. Today, I'm excited to have Michael Holmes of Delta Credit Restoration with me on the show. Michael, thank you so much. How are you today?
Fantastic, man. How you doing?
Trying to make it, trying to stay by. Just trying to stay sane. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day. Before we get started, let's let everybody know a little bit about yourself. Explain a little bit about your background and how you got into the industry that you're in.
Well, actually, I started off when I was a bank manager at a local bank here in Tampa. And I actually managed 2 different branches. We had a lot of customers that would come through wanting loans. And of course, if we pulled their credit and they didn't get approved, I would send them off to these credit repair companies and they never came back. So I started helping them on my own, and one thing led to another. Now 10 years later, here we are with Delta Credit Restoration. So our approach to credit repair is really kind of like a lender's approach, not necessarily like a credit repair company's approach, because we come from a lending background. So that's kind of how we all got started. We started about 10 years ago. We work with companies like yours and realtors and banks and attorneys locally to just try to help people out.
No, that's awesome. And I have had some personal experience. I've referred a few clients over to you. And one thing I really like about how you go about the credit repair process is not only is it geared towards somebody getting in the best position to be lendable, but you also have an aspect of financial coaching and financial advice.
Right.
I love that about that. It's such a huge added value for a lot of these clients that need help in that financial part of their lives, which kind of leads me into just credit in general. I know from working with a lot of first-time homebuyers, a lot of people just don't really fully even understand or have a concept of why credit is so important. What do you tell these people? Why should they care about their credit score?
Well, your credit, it affects a lot more than just can you get a house, right? Mm-hmm. If you're trying to get an insurance for your car, your credit will affect the rate of that insurance for your car. If you're trying to get a job, you could get declined for a job, especially if it requires a security clearance, if you've got bad credit. There's also, of course, the lendability piece to it, but it just affects so much more in your life than, hey, can I borrow this money? And for us, because we really don't care what the credit score is, it's really a behavior. Right? It's about your financial behavior. So that now affects even more things like, hey, when I do lose my job, am I going to be able to survive and for how long? Or, hey, when I get sick, am I going to have the money to be able to pay for the medicine and the insurance that I need to protect myself and my family or my home when something weird happens with it. So really for us, because your credit is a behavior and not a score, it kind of bleeds into these other aspects of your life that, they always say, money doesn't buy happiness, but that's always told by people who got money, you know what I mean? So, it's kind of a relative thing. So for us, we focus more on the behaviors that lead to the score and not just the score itself. And so by and large, it definitely covers a larger aspect of what's going on in your day-to-day life,
No, that's very well put. And it makes a lot of sense. It makes me think of dieting plans that don't really address the root cause of why there is an issue that you're facing. So by just fixing your credit, I mean, there are a lot of companies that will go out and fix credit effectively, but we find that most of these people, once they have it fixed, it doesn't take much time to slip back into those same behaviors.
Exactly. Exactly.
So,
and that's what we always tell our clients. We love our clients, Yeah, we just don't want to see them twice. You know what I mean? And
right.
if they slip that Band-Aid on there, I mean, the truth be told, they can walk into your office with an 800 score and still get declined, right? It all depends
Yep,
on what else is on that credit report. And if we don't
yep,
address those things, you're still not lendable. And so we have to coach our clients through the idea that being, having good credit is not the same thing as being lendable. So we've got to kind of
right,
address both things. Credit is a behavior to build that longevity of financial buoyancy, and then also the
right.
lendability piece so that they can actually walk into your house and actually buy that house that they're looking for.
That's again another excellent point. So for some of our listeners and people that are watching in that maybe are thinking about purchasing that first home in the near future, what type of advice would you give them, especially for those people that maybe know that their credit isn't that great, but just really don't know what to do, and also what should they be careful of?
Right. Well, first thing is be careful about who you hire to fix your credit. 99% of the companies that we do are fraud. Even the big name guys that are out there. So just kind of shop around. Make sure you look at the reviews that they have. Google them. I mean, we live in a Google age. It's pretty easy to do, but they shouldn't be doing things like charging you up front or making these grandiose promises, or having you do things that just seem weird. Like buying credit, or falsifying police reports, and weird things that just doesn't seem right. Avoid those. Also, you want to make sure that you've got a really good relationship with your lender. There's no point in throwing darts in the dark. If I have a client and I know they're going to use your lending company, then what am I going to do? I'm going to call you and I'm going to say, okay, what are you looking for, right? What are you looking for in my credit profile? And that will very easily make it clear to you what you need to do to become lendable, right? So there's no point in trying to play the guessing game or shoot for the 800 score and do it the wrong way, because you've got the answers right in front of you. So make sure that you've got a really good relationship with your lender, an open line of communication, so that you can understand what the expectations are. And probably the easiest thing to do to prepare to get a loan is just start being very cognizant of your debt load. That is the number one reason outside of a credit score that we find people are going to lose the opportunity to buy a home, because they haven't controlled their other debts. So start with your credit cards, then work towards your derogatory accounts, and then work on the term loans. But again, before you do anything, talk to a reputable credit repair company in conjunction with your lender, so that you can coordinate your efforts with the expectation of the lender.
Excellent, Michael. If listeners or watchers today wanted to learn more information and wanted to reach out to you, what's the best way to reach out to you, and what social media platforms are you currently on?
The easiest way is just give us a call. We're here way too often. And so just give us a call. Somebody here at Delta can definitely help and get the process started for you. We have our website, we have our Facebook page. We also have our YouTube channel where we have almost 80 videos up there now, and they're all kind of the behind the scenes, how does credit repair really work kind of things, and a lot of some of those basic questions about financing that some people like myself, being in banking, I kind of take for granted. Like we just did a video on, what's the difference between a debit and a credit, on like when you swipe your card. Like, you do it every day. It's like what's on a penny kind of thing, So we have anecdotal kind of stuff like that, but we also have very detailed information as far as strategy, how to negotiate debts, because we want our customers to be empowered. Again, I don't care about your score, I care about your behavior. So we want to be able to teach our clients what to do. So we have our YouTube channel for that. Subscribe to that, watch those videos. We try to make them as good as we can. Just, some of the earlier ones, just excuse me for the long hair, midlife crisis I was going through, and just look past that. The information's good. So just look past that and we're good to go.
No, that's awesome, Michael, and I've appreciated our partnership, our friendship. I know I've reached out to you on a couple occasions with clients I'm working to pre-approve, just to kind of get some insight or get some ideas from you as to what we're really dealing with. So I always appreciate that. Thank you for.
Likewise, we do the same thing.
You're definitely a wealth of information and knowledge. For those of you out there, if you're a professional in the real estate or home services field, and you have something that you want to share with homeowners, I'd love to have you on the show. If you're ever interested, just give me a call or message me, and we'll get you on here. For everybody else, until next time, thanks so much for tuning in, and have a great rest of your day. Take care.
All right, thanks, Lynn.